Hello everybody, welcome to Virtual Pool 4. It's Mal here from runout.tv gaming, and we're on Virtual Pool 4 today, as you can see. Now we're just going to do a little bit of training today on how to pot a ball. So from the main menu, this is the menu you get when you first open the game up. You want to click on Quick Play. Now you'll probably find yourself in one of these menus. Using these blue arrows, click to Trickshot Setup. Now I've got Tournament Table, Hard Times, just because I think the lighting looks nice. Deep Pockets Table's nice, and you just click OK. And you'll find yourself here with training lines. Now just for the purposes of doing this video, you don't want to be playing with training lines, so you click the button T and that toggles the training lines. So we're just going to open these balls up, and we're not going for a clearance or anything, so it doesn't really matter. In fact, it would probably be better if we didn't pot that many balls, but for the purposes of this exercise, we just want to get the balls where we want them. Now, as you can see, the balls are splayed about, but we want to get the rest of the balls back on the table. So you click Escape, and it gives you a menu, and you put Spot, Remove Balls, and if you click the two buttons off table, it puts the balls back on the table, and you'll find them racked. So I just want to get ball in hand here. Okay, now when you move the white around the table, you'll see this little green thing above the white, and that allows you to move the white around. So that allows you to set shots up. So what you do is you'll see that if I go over the top, that square's directly above the white. So that means I can go Control M, and I can move the white to wherever I want to move it to. Now we've just re-racked the 1 and the 4. So let's say we want to set up a training drill. What you do is click the button H, right? So you want to use the mouse, click to go over the top of the ball like you would like you're moving the shot round. Go above the ball, press H, and drop it above another ball, and this will then allow you to move about this other ball. So let's say we want to practice our combination shots, we could do that, or we just want to play a pot. So what I'm going to do very, very quickly now is set up a training drill for potting. So we'll go H over the 9, and we're just going to bring all the balls over to this side of the table, and if you just drop around the vicinity of a ball, it'll go to the nearest one, so you can quickly put all the balls safe together like you would in a snooker hall if you were practicing, or a pool hall, and you can say, you know, let's get all the balls. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do, guys. I wanted that. Put the balls there, and you get all the balls together, and then finally over the white, and that allows you to then change the ball. So as you can see, we've put all the balls in the corner just as if we were playing in a club, and we're going to do some potting drills, and this is at the request of Jin Ray, who said, please could you have some help in potting the balls. So we're just going to put see the little grid here, we're just going to put the yellow on that as close as we can to the middle of that grid. Doesn't matter exactly where, it just means we can put it, oh god, come on Mal. That's because you've got to press H to get to the white, and then you can move the white about. Then when you're finished, press A, and that allows you to then take shots. Okay, so just in terms of, remember you always got to press A. Just in terms of potting a ball, we know, for example, now ghost ball, that's what we need. Ghost ball, toggle ghost ball on and off. Right. Physics and geometry says that without any spin, if the white is coming in the direction of the cue, so say the white was where the little black thing is there, if the white travelled along the apex of that cue and strikes the yellow here without any spin on the white, physics says that that yellow has to go in a straight line. So a bit like this. Remember to press A if you want to shoot. So physics says, if we replay that shot, the yellow has to go in the direction of the force. Okay? So if we undo that, and that's without any spin, so basically no spin. If you put top spin on, the white's travelling forwards, it has to also go forwards as well, okay? And similarly, if you put backspin on, the white will come back. Now, in terms of how you control that is a matter for finesse. It's your mouse, it's practice. Now, let's look at a shot with angle. Now, so basically, if you're straight in, if you draw a straight line in your mind from the point of that cue to the back of the black pocket, which it's on, you can't miss. You have to pot it, okay? So now, moving around to a different angle. The same thing applies. In order for that yellow to go that way, it has to be traveling in that, it has to be on that line, okay? So no matter where the white starts from, you have to reach that particular point. Now, you can use a tactic if you're practicing in quick setup called the ghost ball. So there, if we hit into there, so if we miss the ghost ball, okay, we'll miss the pot, okay? Even if we miss it by a little bit, right? So you've got to, in your mind, picture that ghost ball and you've got to shoot the white into it. Well, actually, I even missed it. You only got to get right onto it. That can be a little bit deceptive because you've got to have the white exactly where the ghost ball was. And I personally, because I don't use the ghost ball, guys, like I would think that's hitting right into it, when in fact, you've got to remember that the white, if you shoot it that way to get to there, it's going to hit the yellow early. So you have to be prepared. So obviously, when you're first practicing, guys, I would say, you know, take a look at the ghost ball. But if I'm honest, press G to toggle the ghost ball. But I would think you just have to practice. Basically, you just have to get a feel for. After a while, if you just practice, you know, if you think that's too thick, isn't it? You've got to imagine the white is gonna hit roughly about there. Now, well, where's the direct line? The direct line is going that way. So you have to learn through repetition. We'll put the white on this spot. You have to learn through repetition that is roughly there, is roughly the right place. And after a while, that just becomes second nature to you, that's going in the heart of the pocket. Now, obviously, you have a little bit of margin for error, you know, and obviously, and the harder you hit, and then you can get all the way probably to there. That's still going in. I mean, you see me moving, guys, and the ball's still going in, isn't it? There. So you've got from there, probably to about there. Is it there? Yeah, that was pretty much spot on. So you've got all that margin for error. So in 9-ball, you do get a bit of margin for error as long as you're in that window. So don't ever think that you have to be like perfect or it won't go in. You've just got to get into that window of margin for error. And that applies, you know, if you've got a shot like this, and remember H, we'll move the yellow, we'll shoot them across to there, just off the cushion a little bit. We'll put them up here. Just a little bit off the cushion, because obviously on the cushion it's a slightly different animal. They're tougher shots that I'm not very good at, to be honest. And then we go back to A. The same thing applies. That's going to go straight. Put the ghost ball on. We'll say, oh, hang on, we're missing. We have to do that. Now, one way to do it is that I always say, is to use the ghost ball to line it up. Play a shot so you know that it's right. Well, that's absolutely right. And just repeat that shot. Get that in your mind. Okay? So you know that goes in. I also think that just about goes in if you hit it quite soft. Yep, just about. And also, if you go a little bit thinner, that probably also goes in. Yep, pretty much bang on. So again, there's that margin for error, guys. So don't be afraid to play about. And I know, for example, if you put spin on, that keeps it there as well. So with spin, that does change. It throws the white. So, for example, if you've got right hand spin here, that's going to miss, yeah? But if you hit that harder, the same shot, you get it in. So it does have an effect. However, when you're shooting right, you've got to compensate, and that allows you to play the shot the way you want to. So every time you put spin on, and really, guys, it's just a case of putting in work, like I say, and after a while, you'll realize that quite often, just move the tip, you play this shot quite regularly. Ghost ball. That is not quite right. So I'm going to change that a bit. I'm thinking, right. That is. And even then, if you just go over the top, actually the best way to do it. Well, that was terrible. Hang on, to go back. Let's make sure I get it right. Right, that's a perfect one. Replay it and watch the yellow. And as you can see, it hits the cushion early, so I'm still not hitting that perfectly. But in 9-ball, it doesn't matter. So, guys, let's give it a Z. Let's pull another one. And remember, if we want another ball out, we go M, H, shoot the 5 out, put that in the middle of the table. H, back to the white. And we can set up another interesting shot. Now, the same principle applies, guys. That's going straight ahead. As you can see, that's going to hit the cushion straight through there. It's going to go all the way up here. So we know that it gets a bit more complicated, but as you can see, I expect that one is going to go there. So you get a margin for error, don't you? That I know that is pretty much in. And you can play the shot. Now let's just test it with the ghost. How close were we? Because remember, the ghost ball is exactly in the middle of the pocket. So that's not far away. Probably could have moved a little bit across. And then we're shooting in. Now you can get really clever about it, because obviously if you're on a snooker table, that margin for error gets smaller. So you have to think carefully. And when you're putting screw back on, you know, all changes. Now, if you start putting spin on it, this is where the ghost ball doesn't work. You see what I mean? So you've got to, once that goes in, that doesn't work. So you have to start thinking about speed. Because if I hit this slowly, well, watch what happens to the white. Watch the white very carefully. Now, not going to move the angle. Same shot hit harder. Right? Same shot hit less hard. And the angle's completely different. So once you start putting spin on, that's really where it's like, it's muscle memory, guys. You just have to remember what to do. So I hope that's helpful, and I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. It's practice, but it's using the virtual pool training tools to repeat shots. Use the grid, you know, so you're setting the white up, even write it on a piece of paper. So you've got the white there, then you can put the white there, then you can put the white here, and you can just put all the balls here and just shoot them into there, and then you can put them maybe on this here, right next to the cushion, and just practice drilling them into there. And eventually you'll realize a lot of the shots basically repeat themselves. So I hope that's helpful, guys. Enjoy subscribing to my channel. Look out for snooker videos coming soon, and also pool videos. And remember that every shot that I take, whether I get it or not, depends on whether I apply those principles correctly. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next video.